a little video is about eczema. Now it's a big subject, and there is no way I'm going to be able to cover all the information I'd like to give to you in just a few minutes, but the door is open, as they say. You can call us, you can email us, and you can ask questions, and I'm very happy to answer. As a nurse, I went through the standard training that if somebody came in and they had eczema, they would tend to have steroid cream slapped on them, some kind of bandaging if it was really severe eczema, some kind of painkillers if it was distressing, usually the children, and you know, that would work to a degree, but it doesn't cure eczema. If it did, they wouldn't keep going back and needing the same kind of treatment again and again. A lot of the people I've come across with eczema have repeatedly broken skin, so they get infection in the skin, and then it sets up this cycle where they need antibiotics, etc, etc. Every time you have antibiotics of the standard nature, it will upset your guts, and most of your immune system, to keep you well, 80% of that is in your gut, so it's really important to look after your guts. What I will start with is infected eczema. So if we are talking about somebody who's got eczema and it's clearly red, it's angry, it's inflamed, or even pussing, you never ever put a cream on. Because if that is, let's say, where the eczema is, and it's open, or it's bleeding, or it's not looking very good, or it's infected, if you then go and put a cream on top, it is like making a duvet cover over the top, and you are having a fabulous little breeding ground for bacteria. It's going to make things worse. So it's a complete no-no to put most creams on top of infected eczema. There is one exception, and that is the silver gel. It is a gel, not a cream, but because it's colloidal silver, and because it's so very powerful and so quick at killing and dealing with infection, this is the one time that you start putting on the silver directly onto the infection, and you minimum would be 3 times a day, but ideally you put it on as often as you need to deal with the infection there. If the infection is systemic, let's say the eczema is sort of gone wild and it's all over the body, you are looking at taking the silver internally. Don't worry, it's tasteless, it doesn't taste of anything, but as I've said before, that's about a week's course of antibiotics. So you have 2 choices, one to apply externally and one to take internally, and that's dealing with the infection. End of story. When you're washing, and presumably even people with eczema wash, and I'll come back to that subject in a little bit more detail, it doesn't matter what the brand is, so we're not looking at the brand of soap, but when you look at your standard kind of soap, it is tallow. That is the fat of a cow. It's whitened and perfumed, so regardless of the make, it is basically cow fat. It's not great, really. You can make it smell nice, but it's not going to do much for the skin. If you do wash and you use something gentle, like a cold pressed oil soap, where you've got shea butter and cocoa butter and all these sorts of different things in blocks like this, you'll get a much softer, gentler skin. And the idea with eczema is you want to keep the skin complete. You don't want it to break down. You don't want it to break open and get infected. So even as simple a thing as changing the soap is really important. The reason I know quite a bit about eczema is, despite my nursing background, which was bandaging, wet bandaging, steroids and antibiotics basically, when my daughter was 14 she had very bad eczema. She went off to school, she was fine in the morning, she was sent home after school. I came in a little bit after she came home from school and found her literally whimpering on the settee in the dark one February evening, and she was absolutely covered in eczema. She had Staph aureus infected eczema, and she was pouring green pus. 1 week in hospital, isolation ward, IV steroids, IV antibiotics. I knew what they were going to do because of my background, and we kept mum about the fact that I dealt in natural things because she thought that would be a good thing to do. And they basically terrified her and said, you're going to have this forever, you know, you're probably a Staph aureus carrier, every time you scratch yourself you're going to have this problem. So we had quite a lot to deal with, both mentally, physically and emotionally, and so it began quite a steep learning curve about how to learn to deal with eczema. If you want to look about how you can improve your immune system, look on the videos we've done about the Zambrosa, whether you're talking about any skin condition, but basically building the immune system to help the person. Zambrosa is a no-brainer. It's something that you should really consider. Likewise, omega-3s to keep the body strong and fit omega-3s do so much. Again, not time to talk about it here, but this is something you really need to invest in and look after yourself. Flaxseed oil or omega-3s, either way, just get them down your neck. The cream that I make, which I'm not sure if we can see, is made with marigold and the wonderful, can you see that? The chamomile flowers. And similar to the fact that the hand cream is also made from the marigold and chamomile flowers, that's because they have such beautiful properties in them. They are absolutely loaded with stuff that helps soothe and calm. And that is why I put it into both the hand cream and the cream that I make for eczema, which is called Calm Down. And it's called Calm Down because my daughter, when she cried, she used to say, "Mum, get me the cream that calms it down." So, hence its name. Likewise, similar principle, it comes in 2 jars. This does not have any essential oils in it, so the whole idea of this is there's nothing in it that can antagonise or cause a problem on the skin. So no essential oils in the Calm Down cream. The hand cream is different. It has essential oils in it. So this is a better one. And we usually sell it like this. So you have a set. And that will keep you good. It depends how much of the body's covered in it, but it will keep you going for a while. That is fine to use generally, but the thing that we've noticed in recent times that really works, I'm just going to reach for something here, and we have a lady that comes in, she doesn't buy anything else, she just buys this, and she has a toddler, about 2-3 years old, and she said this works a treat, and now we've told other mums and they've also said the same thing. This is the unscented body lotion, and it's simple, it's light, it's quickly absorbed, but it's in lieu of some of the bigger pots that you might be given from your GP in pots like this that you might recognise, which is basically liquid paraffin stuff, whereas this you could use in lieu of that. So this is going to have your almond oil, your thistle oil, your black seed oil, your shea butter. So that is what's used in lieu of your medical products. Up the water, we're back to doing the most important thing in helping the body flush out what it needs to flush out and get rid of. That's that, water. And once the skin has started to settle down a bit, you may have just a few areas that you need to target with the Calm Down. So I know there's a lot there to take in, there's a lot more information to give, can't do it in one video. So if you need to talk, phone me 0845 257 9078, email me info@anousta.co.uk, ask the question, and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Or if you need an after-work telephone consultation, I can do that for half an hour for free. But please don't call me unless you're serious about doing something about it. We get a lot of time wasters who ask a lot of questions and have no intention of looking after themselves or investing in themselves. But if you do want to sort it, I've taken a few hundred people now who are covered in eczema to know eczema, so I know it works. Thanks for listening.